On air is Disposition, this is Gagarin, let's go. So much pride and satisfaction in the Polish government circles. The Deputy Minister of Defense announced that Warsaw is starting to build fortifications on the border with Belarus and Russia. Now the Poles are safe. And just in time, Minsk has already raised the sword. An attack is imminent, by November at the latest. That's a sure thing. They would have crossed the border in droves. But the plans are thwarted. Curtain, or rather the Eastern Shield. Of course, you can't create a defense system against such an experienced and persistent aggressor like Belarus for nothing. Again, the Dark People regime. It is emphasized that more than $2.5 billion is allocated for the project. Presumably, the amount is not final, as is customary in Poland, where a whole array of rulers cannot imagine their political life, or rather personal, without constantly securing military contracts.
In the next 3 weeks, we will be able to conduct the first tests of the Eastern Shield elements at military ranges. And this year we will start building the first elements on the northern and eastern borders. Cezary Tomczyk, Deputy Minister of Defense of Poland.
Warsaw reports that it will build defensive fortifications, barriers, bunkers. Here it is worth explaining all these concepts of defense, barriers, shield defense, in this case a screen, and not only in the context of money management or deceiving the public. It's nonsense, but even our fleeing opposition shows signs of adequacy in this specific issue and mostly remains silent about possible aggression from Minsk. They know that any Belarusian understands that no one is planning to attack. That's the point. All these supposedly defensive structures are also built when planning an attack. How to pass through their fortified lines is known to their creators Poland and NATO. But for the opponent, designated as Minsk, it's difficult to even organize a maneuver. All directions will be covered. By the way, fortified areas in the special military operation are built according to this scheme. It has long been known that the Eastern Shield is not for defense and will have little to do with protection, as well as the fact that Warsaw is pulling troops to our border. Naturally, Belarus not only acknowledges this fact. Various measures are being taken. We do not clone divisions like our neighbors, but in wartime, even our reserves can guide aviation to areas of potential strikes, including from the Eastern Shield. This skill is taught and tested in the Air Force and air defense units.
It is quite a complex task to manage aviation during the repulsion of strikes from air attacks. The military personnel quickly restored their skills. They practiced or trained themselves in making operational decisions to accomplish tasks and effectively guided aircraft to air targets. Overall, I am satisfied with the results of the units and personnel. Good results have been achieved.
I might be wrong, but I don't recall Belarusians called from the reserves working in such high-tech and intellectual fields before. But how else? Who would have thought before, for example, that the issue of destroying drones or missiles with aircraft would become urgent? And solving such tasks should not be the job of just 1 or 2 unique specialists. Soon, everyone will have to learn to operate drones before disassembling a Kalashnikov. That is, even those liable for military service are now learning to work with the highest professionalism and efficiency. The backbone of our homeland's shield. A shield for protection,